The 2010 National Championship Tractor Pull is in the books. Pullers and hordes of fans from across the country came to see the greatest spectacle in tractor pulling. Part of the allure that makes this the prime time of tractor pulling is the fact that not just anyone can get in, and the show's veteran track announcers Butch, Krieger, and Bennett, who do announce for different circuits throughout the year, say the atmosphere here is so electric because the competition is so tough.
Louisville is where they bring the champions from the Outlaws, the champions from the NTPA, the champions from PPL, the champions from East Central, a lot of the smaller associations, bring them together as one right here.
Adding to the competition is the fact that this pull is indoors. In some classes, Krieger explains, the smoke is pumped outside, and that adds to the challenges because pullers normally can see the smoke coming from their stacks.
You can't see the smoke change inside this arena like you can. That smoke goes from a light gray to a black that you know it's really coming. You can't see that. Some guys have tried to put gauges in them. Some guys have tried to do some other things with them. You just can't do it.
The track's length also raises the degree of difficulty.
A joke out in the pit area, to win at Louisville, you need to be at full speed at 10 feet. Of course, you can't do it, but you need to be at full. Whoever can get locked to the track and get to full speed the quickest has got the best shot. These guys are used to running on a longer track, a different gear ratio. So now you got them on a 240-foot track. They got to change their gearing. They got to change their whole style of coming off the line. It's a totally different ball game in Louisville.
In most pulls, a pull through the gates is what you shoot for. Here in Louisville, the goal is literally to go until you can't go anymore.
You want to hear this crowd get wild. You'll see them probably tonight. There's probably somebody.
Now the guy that won the modifieds last night, Wayne Purser, on his pull last night, he ended up sixth and he didn't come back. He slammed that baby in the sand, almost went over it last year. There's concrete barriers behind that sand to keep it from going down into the pit there or where the elevator is now. But yeah, he almost he had a rock and roll going last year.
As he said, you got to read the track. That's what a lot of them guys right out there behind us right now are doing, are reading the track. Where's a level spot, a rutted spot, or something like that. Then they got to adjust their air pressure with the amount of weight they got on the front end or the back end, to where it all works together, because there's no room for an error.
Sean Swearingen from Holden, Missouri drives the Joker. He came back to Louisville this year and finished in 6th place in the 7,500-pound modified division. He was happy to make the finals because the 10th starting position he had on Wednesday night in the preliminary rounds could have created some issues that he normally wouldn't face on an outdoor track.
Well, last night it was a good pull. We had a number 10, which typically at Louisville that's not such a good number. The earlier the better typically, but the track kind of got tore up and went away. But we was able to find a path and get down. A 4-engine tractor is really tough on the track to begin with because you can't put it back like it was. And the high-powered tractors around before is pretty well tore up. And you know, trying to keep the show going, they don't have the time to work the track like they could. And it tore it up pretty good. We run it in the center and got loose on top, but we was able to make the best of it.
Even though this sport is an individual sport, the fans in the stands can't help but choose teams in the most intense way the agriculture community knows how. That's the never-ending argument of which color is better, and that rivalry starts at a very young age.
By the red.
You know, all these green tractors, they're pretty good, but red's always been red. Red's always been better. But you know, John Deere's are green so they can hide in the grass and watch a real tractor work. That's the thinking behind it.
I like John Deere better.
Okay, why do you like Deere?
Well, they're prettier.
Prettier than red?
I like John Deere lawnmower.
In the end, Bennett says the tractor pull sums up the heart of what makes rural America, and the whole country for that matter, great.
The United States is built on competition. From the day anybody stepped foot on the earth of the United States, it's who had the fastest horse, who had the strongest car, or whatever. This sport is in competition. The competition here in this crowd between John Deere and International, that's the competition. That's what allures us. The horsepower, the configuration, how they can get the horsepower of the machine. It's the American way, competition.
Reporting for AgWeb, this is Greg Vincent.